So this abandoned gas station is like 40 miles from the nearest town. Been out of business for years, yet somehow the lights are on 24/7. Who the heck is paying the electric bill? One of life's little mysteries. And another mystery, how can a Ford Ranger be almost 50,000 bucks? Stay tuned for that answer. Right at our test facility to see what we're rolling out the door this week. A Ford Ranger in my favorite color. I like yellow. And this one appears to be tricked out with all the goodies. Which is part of the Tremor package, which means it costs more money. And we have the price sheet in this magic envelope. Let's take a look. Or better yet, let's put it on the computer screen where we can see it a lot larger. The base price of a Ranger runs around $25,000, but this one's loaded up with all the goodies. Which gives you that sticker shock. 48 grand, wow. And here's why. I'll just let you read. Ooh, 4,200 bucks for that Tremor package. Which brings us back full circle. Here's the crash testing for those interested in that stuff. We also did a video on the Ford F-250 diesel with the Tremor package. For those with a lot more money. That was almost 80 grand. We'll have a link to that video at the end of this video. Just go to the end, click and watch. Or if you want to see how the Ranger Tremor competes with the Toyota TRD Pro, we did a video on that one too. We'll have a link for that video at the end of this video. So you're getting a total of 3 videos to watch. And one of the first things we want to do when we get a vehicle is check the headlights out in the dark and see how they perform. Just one giant bulb in there with a pulsating disco light. Oop, went off. Alright, it's dark enough. Let's take these lights out and see what they do. Look pretty bright. And here we have the low beams on my wall 100 feet away. Pretty bright, good height. Decent high beams. And here we have the high beams on a fence 80 yards away, building 130 yards away. Good spread, good low beam. Barely reaches out. Not too many gadgets in the cabin, being a truck. Moderate lighting up, but enough. And here's what the rear view camera looks like when you put it in reverse in the dark. Not the highest resolution I've ever seen, but more than adequate considering how dark it is back there. It isn't very dark. Overall, I'd say the headlights pass. Not the best I've ever used, but really nothing to complain about. There's one thing I don't like about the Ranger, which is often on many Fords in general. Anytime you open a door, you have all these lights that come on and will not shut off until they're ready. On some vehicles you can disconnect this, on some you can't, and I've not been able to do this on the Ranger, the Deluxe light package. And when you're in a campsite like this, it blinds you. Very annoying. I looked through the owner's manual. I can't figure out how to disconnect this. If you know how, make a comment in the comment section. That is what it's for. Here we go. Open and close the door. Now I have the dash lights on the interior, the mirror lights, the front headlights, parking lights, rear tail lights, and I don't have the rear cargo bed because I covered it with my leather jacket. I'll probably catch it on fire. These automatic lights are a pain. Now I've lost my night vision. There are bugs all over the place, and we might run the battery down and we'll be stuck out here in the dark. And we want to check and see if there's a spare tire. Got a nice full-size one under there. Of course, if you get a flat, you have to crawl under and get dirty. That's why I always bring a friend along when I'm off-roading. I let them do the dirty work. I'm paying for the gas. Seems only fair, right? Under the hood, Ford's 2.3-liter EcoBoost put out 270 horsepower. Not the biggest figure in this class, but it does put out a healthy 310 foot-pounds of torque at a low 3,000 RPM. Fuel economy is rated 19 in the city, 19 on the highway, 19 overall. A bit less than the standard Ranger because of this raised suspension and giant tires that we'll be looking at in a minute. And the motor is hooked to a 10-speed automatic transmission with the traditional stick shift. And as we saw by the price sheet, this is an expensive package, but you're getting a lot of good stuff. These giant off-road tires, a race suspension that's around 9.5 inches tall. In there somewhere, some very expensive Fox shocks. I'm told the suspension travels about 6 inches in the front and around 8 in the rear. You have these steps to assist you getting in and out. And here we have the shift knob, which is hard to see because of glare. There we go. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, four-wheel drive low. And the button in the middle, the TM, that stands for terrain mode. For sand, mud, snow, normal mode, you know, that type of stuff. A setting for every condition. In the upper right, you have a button for the rear locking differential. In the upper left, you have a off-road cruise control system. If you have it in four-wheel drive low, you can go up to 10 miles per hour. Four-wheel drive high, 20 miles per hour. Controls the acceleration, the braking, downhill assist, etc. Haven't tried it yet. That covers most, but not all the features of the Tremor package. One thing I do like about Rangers, they have a old-fashioned manual emergency brake. Not that electronic garbage you're putting on trucks nowadays. Yeah, it takes up a bit of room, but worth the price, I think. Personally, I like to see them back on the floor like the old days, but they just don't do that anymore. Just a wee bit cramped in the second row seating, but remember, this is a compact truck, not a mid-size like a lot of YouTubers are telling you. Yes, this is made to compete with the Toyota Tacoma and Nissan Frontier, but those are mid-size trucks. This is not. This is a compact truck. Not much room in here. Overall, there's nothing fancy about the interior, but there's nothing bad about either. Just a very simple design, the way a truck should be. No complaints from me. Alright, first half of the video, show and tell is over. Second half of the video, we're going out and do some driving and some off-roading. I like the power steering on this vehicle. Excellent feel and feedback. Now that's with the modified suspension model. I haven't driven the standard Ranger in a while, so can't really compare. The suspension is very firm but comfortable on the street. Let's see what happens when we take these speed bumps at 20 miles per hour. Here comes bump number one. Bit of jumping from the rear end, but you expect that with a light bed and large tires. Number two. Pretty solid body. Number three, and a nasty one coming up. Hang on to your hat. Firm but comfortable. Let's do a 0 to 60 run. Takes a while for that turbo to kick in. Ah, there we go. Put those 10 gears to work. If you drive like this, the Eco and the EcoBoost just isn't going to be there. The turbo uses a lot of fuel in hard driving. In heavy city driving, I'm making around 15 to 16 miles to the gallon, but we'll be taking this out on the freeway later. And a lot of off-roading to get the real world mileage, which I suspect is what you're here for. Well, another happy hour accident. Ooh, that doesn't look good. In heavy city driving, short trips of 1 or 2 miles each, 15.2 mpg. We'll take this out on the highway, see if we can do a little bit better. Normally a pickup truck that's been jacked up like this with the big tires and tall height is pretty noisy on the freeway, but Not the case here. Actually, it's pretty quiet and comfortable. Pleasantly surprised. We're coming to the end of the line. We'll pull over and see what the fuel economy numbers are. Well, 46 miles, 23.9 mpg. That's pretty good. Ah, wait a minute. Wasn't the claimed EPA mileage 19 mpg? Well, if that's so, then this makes it even better. We're going to take this off-road. That's what it's made for. We got to stop by the ranch house, pick up some supplies, and I know I need to get a new roof on there someday. Been saying that for some time. So let's load up and get rolling. I'll have to say I'm very impressed with the solid construction of this body and frame setup. No rattles at all, although the rattles you're hearing are from the cargo I've got in the back, not the truck. Actually, this is one of the most solid trucks I've driven in a long, long time. And with these giant tires, I've had very little need to engage four-wheel drive at all. Excellent traction. And the suspension is doing a great job absorbing these impacts. Yeah, being bounced around a bit, but don't feel a thing. Ready for the Baja 500, I guess. One thing I like about small trucks like this, the narrow width allows you to squeeze in narrow trails without damaging the bodywork and getting the paint all scratched up. A definite advantage of this tiny Ranger. Ranch patrol is over. If we get some time, I'll do some more off-roading video on more serious roads. Okay, this is part 2 of four-wheeling. We brought this Ranger to the town of Sasko, Arizona. It's been vacant for around 100 years. This used to be the hotel. We're going to be here for 2 whole days. Nothing but four-wheeling. See how this thing lives up to its image. Well, this is where the fun part of the video comes. It was dry when I drove through earlier, but I don't know. Hey Ford, you can't have your Ranger back because it's sunk in 10 feet of mud. I don't know if I'm going to take the chance. We'll wait and see. Geronimo! Terrific. Sun's in my face, I can't see a thing. I'm driving through 2 feet of mud on the other riverbed. Come on, Ranger. Oh. Well done. Okay, time to do some ranch patrol in this nasty sand. So we're going to put it in the sand mode because it's like 2-3 feet thick. I've already gotten stuck once. Almost. And there's a lot of sand out here. A lot of sand. Opening a gate is a pain in the butt, so it's always handy to have a slave and servant to do it for you. Come on, I'm paying you $5 an hour to speed it up there. Good help's so hard to get nowadays. And another abandoned mine. And this vehicle is doing very good off-road. Drove through some very deep sand, but didn't have my camera handy when I did it. Sorry. What an interesting place. Nice view, too. Alright, time to move along, get this video going. This is the Fuhrer bunker. This concludes day 1 of off-roading. I'm going to cancel day 2. My rear end's getting a bit sore from all this driving. And the little Ranger needs a wash job. It's going back in a couple days. So we're going to spend the night, wrap up this video. Let's do it. And our trip, 902 miles, 19.2 mpg. Not bad. So what's my take on this Ford Ranger, the Tremor package, after a week of driving and all that off-roading? I'd give it an A+. It's an excellent truck. And if you're going off-road, the Tremor package is definitely worth every penny. As far as the 48 grand price tag for the entire truck, yeah, I think it's a bit steep, but it's a sign of the times. You take a small or mid-sized truck, load it up with all the options. That's about the price tag you're going to see. Here are links to other trucks we've driven. Just click and watch.